Hello, and good evening, and welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth. My goodness, I feel at home. All of these bald heads are together.
Yeah.
We're putting a shine on stuff today, boy. I'm telling you.
Come on, Sean.
I know, right? That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Want to say again, Happy Pride Month for the celebration of Pride. I think next weekend's the conclusion, right? Is that
yes, the end of the month?
Okay, gotcha. I know they're doing a lot of events out here in LA. I think more is going on across the country today too. DC or something, and somewhere else.
In New York.
In New York. I know it ain't Florida.
New York.
I know it's not Florida, so if I'm not even in Texas, as well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Truth Behind the Truth tonight. We want to welcome you as our favorite audience that tunes in every week at this time with us. Want to remind you, please like and share, like and share. Okay, and then if you've done it, do it again. All right, we really appreciate you spreading the word about the greatness that we're wanting to share upon you and help you get to the authentic place in your life. Because if you do that, then you know your truth behind your truth, and that's what it's all important about. Also want to remind you definitely to subscribe to the point of sharing some money with us. Yay! We need some money, y'all. All right. We want to expand. Of course, we need some money. So there's our Cash App on the screen. Just go to your prospective Cash App. It's TTB Show on Cash App. And on Venmo, it is The Truth Behind the Truth. Okay. Either one of those platforms that you can support us with your money. Because we want your money.
Yeah.
All right. What did you say? The one that folds? We don't want the one that
kind that jingles, but we rather have the kind that folds.
Exactly.
And that's from a quote from the good old Coming to America.
Coming to America. Gotcha. Wonderful. Gentlemen, my dear brothers, how are we? Parnell, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Tonight is my final show For the Love of a Glove.
Yes.
So I'm excited about it, but it's a lot.
We here in LA, you're gonna have to give us your itinerary so we can kind of, how my work schedule is. I got to plan and escape to be able to get to go do something, at the end of the day. So because we really want to be supporting you and being there. That's my brother. Scream like I'm at American Idol. But we definitely, so we have to keep up with your itinerary a little bit more so we can make sure we support you, at every point. Harold, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing really, really good.
Good. I like the way you said that.
I am. I'm doing really, really good. I had the best birthday and Father's
Wonderful.
Day.
Yes.
It was special, and I don't really have those, but this
Really?
was really, really special.
Really?
My son bought me a gift, and
I know your mouth probably dropped on that point, right?
It did. I did. Look. Wait. Let me tell you what I did. So he got me a book, and let me just read you what he said. The last thing that he said, he wrote it in the book. My son is very prolific. He's
right. Well, he's the author, right?
Yeah, and so he wrote in the book. The last line was, "Thank you for being the only light I could see."
Oh,
and that blessed me because it's very difficult for Black men in general, Black people in general, Black men in particular, and for him to say that and to feel that is my intention, to be a light for him, because I know how dark this world can be. And so when he wrote that, it just hit me. And it's so funny, I grew up old school. My family, we weren't very touchy-feely. But not only did I give him a hug, I had to give him a kiss, and he was like, and I thought he was gonna be like, but it just was spontaneous because I just felt his heart in that moment. So this birthday was really, really, birthday and Father's Day was really, really special for me.
That's good to hear. They should be special, especially at this point in our young age.
Well, when I realized I was closer to 60 now, I said I'm closer to 60 than 50.
I know.
over 50 club. Now I got to say the over 55 club.
Right. Because you can't reverse the numbers anymore. Okay, they are what they are. But that's good. And that's good. Of course, you didn't respond to my text message about wishing you happy birthday, though. But that's okay. Though.
But I appreciate you felt the love. I'm sure you felt the love.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Well, how y'all doing?
You go. I felt it so much that I forgot to send you the book. But anyway, we're glad.
Well, how y'all doing? How was your Father's Day, JB?
It was good. I mean, it was. The reflection, that I wanted it to be. Always. I didn't get a chance to chat with my oldest grand, on that day, but he did make sure that they called the day after, and had a really, really needed, powerful conversation with my two oldest grandkids. And you guys know the story. I'm not getting all that, but it was really. I think it was the time appointed, to have that conversation, because had to tell them some stuff. Not negatively, but just what they need to do in life. So it was good. It was really good. I appreciate that. How was your Father's Day?
It was nice. I worked and I got home and I ate and I slept. So that was Father's Day.
Exactly.
Just to at least get up to see another beautiful day, or just have another, day of purpose.
Right.
But one thing I want to add, and I know we just didn't talk about this, but y'all know the Kennedy Center honors of just
coming up.
I'm so sorry, y'all, but I'm kind of in my feelings a little bit, because I'm glad that Dionne Warwick and Queen Latifah got there, Just Do and Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees, and I keep forgetting his name, the comedian. But my girl Liza, I'm sorry, my girl Liza didn't make the cut this year again. And y'all know we having these little pride parades going on. Y'all know they are down there protesting in Washington D.C. of all protests. They're protesting the fact that Liza Minnelli didn't get didn't get her just.
She's no Judy Garland. Okay.
See, we're not gonna start this show off like this. Let's keep this one moving.
Liza Minnelli.
Let's keep this one moving.
She's not her mother.
Let's keep this one. Billy Crystal, congratulations, and Queen Latifah, Dionne Warwick, and Barry Gibb. But my girl Liza should have made it. My goodness gracious. Yeah. She about, I'm just saying. All I got to say. Okay.
She's no Judy Garland.
All right.
Okay.
No Judy Garland. All right. Well, let's get on with it. Since she's no Judy Garland. Okay. Y'all, really, this situation with the Titanic and the submarine excursion, I know this has been just really bombarding the mainstream media and whatever media that you get your news from, social media, whatever. But y'all, give me your take on it. I mean, how y'all feeling about the fact that they finally found out what happened to the crew and the passengers? Right. What's up?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say good energy to their families, because that's a very difficult point to be losing somebody that you didn't ever expect that point in time. And then my last point,
However,
and really sitting in a good. And then also, I said the same thing. Here's the thing where you can look at that money cannot save you when the time is for you to go. We lost 4 billionaires in that instance. The drop of 4 billionaires are gone. Just that quickly.
Did they read the story of the Titanic and how many of these rich men tried to buy their? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, but go ahead. This is my point, real quick.
Okay.
Well, it's like, of course, you hate to hear about anybody dying tragically or whatever, but then the more you hear about the story, like, well, that was just dumb. Right. It's like somebody just made a submarine and you kind of go in. I'm like, you have enough money to, like, before I get up in this, you need to test it and make sure that it can go to that depth and be, they're basically in a submarine controlled by a joystick.
Right.
You
might as well have just tried to rocket to the moon.
To their defense, before Harold make your point, this was actually like the 12th or 13th time they have done it. So it wasn't like the first time, that it went down. But they were warned, earlier on by one of the guys that was helped, build this, that you couldn't. It was subject to be dealing with the pressure of that, and they weren't sure how long this particular aluminum titanium that it was made with would last. So it probably was not a good decision to go at this particular time.
Right. That's why I give like the sharks. And for that reason, I'm out.
Right.
But go ahead, Harold.
But meanwhile, I don't follow the news very often at all. Yeah. But meanwhile, while there all this heavy news coverage around them, there was a situation where over 750 people, went down, coming from trying to flee Libya, going to Italy. Right. And I hear that there wasn't much coverage on that.
Right.
It's like
500 people.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. That doesn't
trying to escape slavery, to be exact. Y'all know there is modern day slavery in Libya. So slavery has not ended. It has not ended in 1865 for some blacks. I'm just saying. Right. But
why isn't that newsworthy? Why
I don't know. I don't know why that's not newsworthy. But
we're talking about these four people who dragged that teenager along to do this interesting little endeavor. They're given all this coverage, and these folks are fleeing for their lives and wanting to get out of enslavement, but very little coverage. It just makes no sense to me.
But you know what? This story gives new meaning to TLC's Waterfalls.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep on listening to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. I don't want to go chasing no waterfalls. I'm just saying. I think they were moving a little too fast. And that's to be honest with you. But let me also say this: I think it is so odious the fact that they knew that these people had died from the very beginning, and they did a $6-point-something million rescue situation operation for the submarine.
Okay,
the fact that the U.S. Navy knew of the implosion on the day that they went down and knew that these people had died, and now we have all this coverage going on about the fact that they went missing when they knew that they had passed. Right. That is my situation with this whole entire stuff. They couldn't prove it with them. Right. Well, you're right, Charles. They couldn't prove it with them, but they knew something was going on.
Right.
That's our producer, y'all. That really, it just irks me that we've been bombarded by the fact that for rich individuals, one in particular who knew royalty, he knew Prince Charles, and got a key from Prince Charles to do this excursion with his 19-year-old son. Gotcha. So the fact that these were four individuals who paid $250,000, shot the hell to go see a graveyard, and they became the graveyard. Ain't that some mess? Right. I'm just saying it was actually what these billionaires. I'm so sorry. Why won't you put your money towards creating peace for humanity? Right. Since y'all want to go shoot up to the Mars and shoot down towards the Titanic, put your money towards building a way of peace for the children of this world or for the elderly. I'm just saying, that's just me.
No, I mean, I think that's a very, very valid point. I mean, at the end of the day, we could always analyze, where they spend their money, of course, and no point to what you're saying, but it's just unfortunate that the priorities are necessarily not there.
Well, let me just make this disclaimer. Sure. Let me get $1 billion. I will not be going down to the Titanic.
Well, we're all on our way, so we'll just get together and go someplace else besides see the Titanic. Okay, now my point, real quick. We got to move on because we run out of time. But I've always been fascinated by the Titanic. The inception, and because of the building of it and whatever. I love the movie. I've seen it like 300 times. And every time it comes on, I sit there and watch it. I don't know why, but but I've enjoyed it. But I think that the mystery of what had happened for the ship itself, and not to get into a long dissertation about that, I think that was just very intriguing. And for the statements that were always made about the Titanic prior to sinking, and the untoldable story of when the developer of the Titanic said it was unsinkable, and even God himself couldn't sink it, and then you hit a
and God said, "Ha."
So God's probably, let me put my fingernail up, what I'm saying? And it ain't. But anyway, I know we got to go to the break, but you wanted to mention one other quick thing because we got to go to
I mean, to be honest with you, we have enough time,
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
So real quick, just your points about Jonathan, we got to go to break. So Harold, go ahead.
I don't have no points about Jonathan Majors. God bless him.
Okay. Parnell.
I'm with Harold.
Okay.
Waste of time, but
Okay.
I understand the situation. But I hope this thing with Megan Good and him
Works
is
out.
actual works out. I'm just
I hear
hoping
you.
it works out.
So, I mean, maybe we can further this maybe to the end of the show after our special wonderful guest. We can talk about it. I got a few things to say about Jonathan Majors afterwards, okay? Yeah. However, we're getting ready for a wonderful break because our special guest for this evening, our mother, dear Mother D, yes. Mama D is with us tonight, the powerful actor that she is, and just an inspiration to us and so many of you. So right back on this quick break, we will be back with the great Diana West, our affectionate Mama D.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Truth Behind the Truth tonight. Exciting night, boy, I'm telling you. I want to remind you real quick before I bring our beautiful and wonderful guests in. Make sure you support us, okay? Go to our Cash App, TTBT Show on Cash App and on Venmo, The Truth Behind the Truth. All right, like, and share, and like. All right, guys, we're gonna dig in. We're going home now. We're going home to Mama. All right, guys, we want to welcome back to the show our dear friend, the amazing, as I said, the amazing, beautiful, wonderful, and one of the greater actors of our time. All right, our Mama, Miss Diana West. Yeah. Hello, Mama D.
You're muted.
You're muted, baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi. How's all my fellas? How my fellas doing?
We good. How you?
I am good. No complaints. I've got a few, but we don't have time for it all. But that'll be part 7 down the way. If sometime November. Call me back. But
gotcha.
All is well.
Good, good, good. It's always excited to see you. I mean, my goodness, and thank you again. I think we were talking for pre-show. I just want to say that when you have friends and when you have very dear friends, and we've known each other, oh gosh, probably 8 years now, whatever. And she says, I'm always going to be in your back pocket. Okay. She promised me that a long time ago. But when we started opening up the show for guests, she's like, I'm here for you. Let me know anytime. I'll make it available. So I appreciate that. I really do. Amen. Especially your inspiration and the love that you give to us, as a team and as individuals. So thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And I appreciate all of you because when you talk, you feed me, you educate me, like Harold, I keep up with the news. I keep up with a lot of things, but I'm not dived in because I got so much other stuff on my plate. So when I come on to the show, I always learn some things and I'm listening. I'm like, oh, did that happen? Oh, let me wake up and smell some cappuccino or something. What is going on in this world? Anyway, that's a whole nother place in space.
Gotcha. Yeah. So tell us about what's going on. I know you have a new film that's out and whatever. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, we can go ahead and I think the clip is ready, and then you can talk about that so we can go ahead and have our engineer show the clip, and we'll pick it up from there.
When I was in that hospital bed after that heart attack, all I could think about was that my little Bobby was going to be fine. We raised him right.
God raised me right.
So what happened? How you get yourself in this mess?
Oh, but I didn't do it though.
I know you didn't pull that trigger, but it doesn't mean you didn't do anything.
I didn't kill her.
As good a job that we did with you, there was one thing that we couldn't teach you, and that was how to be a man.
Wow. Different take. Oh my gosh, it's a different take for you. I mean, I could feel your essence of fighting in that character in that moment, and how you had to go. But tell us about it. I mean, the film itself and what have you.
Well, the film, of course, is amazing. It's airing now on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV. Yeah. And we're excited about that. I was basically cast in that role. I was offered the role. The director, Mr. Pogue, he called me. I was in a film once several years ago where someone had recommended me to be in another film where I played a mother. And so they hired me for that one. And then I got a phone call and they said, we have this movie that we're getting ready to produce. And he said, when I was going through it and editing the script and adding to, and a lot of things that when it was brought to him, as well as to direct it, he said, you're the only name and the only person that came to my mind for the role of Mama Dot. And in that scene that you saw, I played his grandmother. And I can't, because I want you to see it, there's some twists and turns. And if I told you certain things, I would give it away, but check it out. But it was a wonderful experience. As you said, it just felt like I embraced that role because it is kind of me. I get typecast when I say, and that's okay because I'm Mama. And the title that they really gave me is the matriarch of the family. Basically. And so they're easy roles for me. And so talking to him, his real name is, we call him Boom, but it's Oboom. That's his name. But in talking to him and already establishing a rapport before we even shot the movie, I just felt like I was his mama and his grandmama already. Because we were into conversations off camera about life and about him, and I believe, if I remember, him being a single man and his life, and so it was easy to just roll in there and have that conversation. And the rest of the scene, if you had seen it, which I I believe Harold is he may have already gotten through that part. He's watching it already. That's why he's nodding like a bobblehead, you know. So
you know what I loved about the character, Mama D? She reminds me of my grandmother. What I remember my grandmother, and even some of the things that she said to him, you know, as he was growing up, when they were doing the flashback, just reminded me. And I am really enjoying. I'm halfway through, so I'm gonna finish when we get off this broadcast. But it's really good.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to add that to my queue this weekend. And watch Player with Mama D and her offer only roles.
See, it takes an actor to kind of go off on you like that. It takes an actor. Don't hate, celebrate, Parnell. Don't hate. I'm just playing. I know.
No, I love it. It's like, I'm offer only, baby. Audition. What?
Don't we love that? We love when we get the.
We love that when they say, "Are you available to do?" Yes.
Yeah,
that is the thing. No, is so powerful about the situation. You know, I wanted to ask you even before all of that, how does it feel to still be needed in an industry that is still such a fly-by-night situation for some artists, but for you to still be young and vital and to still be so willing? How does it feel to have a director just call you and say, we have a role for you and whatever situation that you want, that you would be called for? How does that feel? Like
it's amazing. I mean, for those, Parnell can tell you, you know, it's the greatest feeling. It's the greatest feeling to get called back on something that you may have done an episode for, which I did get called back for Kingdom Business. I was in season 1 and they brought it back for season 2, and my agent just send the email to say, by the way, they want you see the following email. They sent her an email. We want Pastor D. That's my name. I got all these D's. Everybody, Pastor D. We need her back for season 2, and so those are great feelings, Dylan. It's just to have them to just appreciate your work, number one, and appreciate the way they enjoy working with you. See, some folk can be the greatest actors in the world, but if you got a stank attitude, and if they will go to the next person in line, they'll say, well, both of these are good. I've worked with both of them, but that one, even though he or she has a great name and is will draw viewers and an audience, but this one over here, I worked with her, and she's accommodating. She takes direction well. She's not trying to rewrite my story. She is not trying to direct other actors, telling them what to do, because I've been in situations where I have friends that are in, they're trying to tell me, okay, I think, you know, you need to, why don't you run this way? I said, oh, well, that sounds like I could bring it out that way, but I'm trying to bring it the way I was directed to do it. Well, just try that. And sometimes I have put a few of them on blast that are trying to give me, because they want to be directors as well as star in the show. And I will say to a director, I'll try something that someone else has told me or suggested to do. And I say, well, that sounds good. Let me try that. And the director will say, okay, Deanna, well, they usually call you by your character name. Okay, Pastor D, can you take it back to, and I'm like, okay, I was just trying something new because so-and-so, she told me that I should try it. So I was just trying it. And then, so don't roll your eyes at me. I was just thought I was bringing a little sass to it because it sounded kind of, well, and then some of them have to say, well, that it was good, but I'm directing this movie. So
I think some people tend to forget that actors are servants of the word. You know, we are, you know, and I think that's what we are. I think that's what it is. I think actors, I don't know what it is about certain people who get into the industry and they get this bravado, like I made it, I got this and I got that. But honestly, actors are supposed to be servants of the word and of the direction of the director. They have to be, and they have to learn how to take direction. I think that's why I hate to say this. A lot of people, they call them imports from other countries, are coming in and they're ruling the Hollywood main, A-list because they know the situation. I think I don't know what's over here in America, but I think we have lost the foundation of the art that is of acting. I'm just saying.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, speaking of lost, I gotta lose myself and get onto the theater.
It's that time.
Thank you, Mama D. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. We'll see each other again.
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
have a good rest of the show.
Okay.
Have a great show.
Okay. Don't break a leg. Don't break a leg.
Right. Don't break a leg. Watch how you wear that glove.
I can't.
Y'all know me. I got to put this gel coat and stand up, right? That's my improv skills. But I want to pick up on your point real quick. But and just even like my experiences and being on set with different actors, and I remember, matter of fact, Charles was doing we were doing an independent film for Charles, and one of the fellow actors, or fellow thespian, I wouldn't put him in the category of an actor, but we had a scene together, and she came to me and she said, well, it might be better if you go ahead and do it this way. Okay. And who gave you the authority to make that decision for me to go this way? Because the character was developed for me to do this way, So, and because, I've studied with such and such, and I don't think that you've ever been to. So, oh my God, Mama D. I said, girl, wait. You have no clue about who I've even taught. Let's know who I've studied with. Okay.
Right.
All right. So I would suggest that you just follow the directions of the director, and move in that direction. Okay. So she would do things like stop in the middle of. She calls take. She would call take in the middle of it. I just think that I'm not seen on the camera well enough. I was like, wow, okay. But here's the thing.
Is right.
She had never, ever been on a movie set or ever done anything in her entire life. All she did was she took a couple classes in somebody's class, and she thought she was the means all to an end all. And then this particular person, if I mention this person, you probably know who they are, but I ain't gonna do that to them. But her daughter, and I'm gonna shut up. Her daughter did the same thing. We're actually in a film now that the Takeover is out on Amazon Prime, and we had a major scene together, and her daughter was in this scene with me. And this, I think I mentioned to you before, I played this the doppelganger, this vampire, which I was so excited about playing this role, and I knew what I wanted to do with the character. Okay. And then her daughter, same woman, her daughter said to me, she says, well, you should be doing it this way, because if the script does this, that, and the third, and I really analyze what was going on, and I know we're in this scene together, but you should die this way. And I'm like, really? Am I going to go through this the same thing I went through with your mama? Okay, and she has had a very, very bad stain in the industry throughout Atlanta. She really has. Like I said, I don't want to mention their names because I'll call them out if I want to. But anyway, but so I understand that. Really, it's just that's how people can certainly be, in terms of the acting community, and things like that.
Right.
And we're going to come back. We're going to dig into some more exciting news events. I want to hear your take on. I think I mentioned some of those, prior to the show. So we'll get into that. I want to hear your opinion on life's lessons. Okay. So we'll be right back with our wonderful Mama D. We'll be right back, guys. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. We are excited that we have our favorite, wonderful, one of the best, in my opinion. But hey, y'all take what y'all want. I'm still saying she's one of the best actors on the planet. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right.
I want to ask Mama D a question, because Mama D, you are so beloved and you carry such a light. Everybody just loves you. Is that something you have to work at? And how do you keep that light? What is it that you do to keep that light? Or that's just who you are?
I hate talking about myself. I don't like to boast or what, but it's who I am. I am just being. I'm just being. So just be, you know, and it's not something I just have to study when you're not studying for it. I get the rest that I need as far as energy, and I'm the queen of juicing in this house, and everybody gets out of the kitchen when I have everything spread out, because you know you started me on that, Harold, and so I keep myself healthy, you know, and of course above all, God, and as you all well know, God gives us the strength to tolerate a whole lot of stuff that we tolerate from day to day, because we have to understand, no matter what your relationship is with God, we are in this world, the Bible says, but not of this world, which means that stuff has happened. Scriptures are being fulfilled. To be aware of spiritual wickedness in high places. That's our government. That's that's, you know, so those words, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but in powers and the principalities and all of the stuff that's in the airwaves. So when you understand that, we get frustrated and we go into warfare. We have to deal with some blows and all of that. But I have to take care of this inner body first, which then gives the outer light, the outer me. You're going to see that, because I'm trying to take care of it in me. I don't let stressful, there's bigger pictures in my household, whatever situations may be going on in here. I have said, they'll say I will say there's a bigger picture here. We're not going to fuss about why this was moved over here, even though I'm kind of good at that you put them, did you find my makeup, my eyebrow pencil, daughter? Did you find it in the bathroom? That you put it back? If you're going to use my stuff, put my stuff back. But there's a bigger picture that I'm not going to get no big argument with you about an eyebrow pencil, or it just, when you know a person, just when you know better, you do better. That's what we've heard. And so kind of to answer what you're saying, I keep myself energized. I love what I do. I love who I am. And when we talk about finding, which we'll probably talk about a little more, finding your space, I think that's something that you kind of mentioned to me, in finding your space. A lot of people are all over the map, and it's not just the transgender, it's not the straight person, it's not the gay, it's not the home. I could name of all the children, the adults. We are all still trying to find, even when we have pretty connected to that space, our purpose, our destiny, knowing who you are. You're there, but then sometimes there are people who are not really sure. So you're straddling the fence. And so that creates the problem. And I think I'm going into what we were going to talk about. That kind of goes into that space when we talk about the social media and helping I believe you're talking about the adolescents to understand why they have, all of us have to be sure of the decision or what you feel or what's going on with you as a person, who you are, because an unstable man is, and I'm not just saying men.
And to add on that, you talking about the unstableness of life and the situation with social media and everything else that is going on in this world. I was thinking about Jonathan Majors. And I was thinking about the fact that, your brother Clavon Little and people like him and Lena Horne and Melba Moore, God bless her, she's still up and going. She's gonna do she got a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood soon. Those people who came and opened the doors for the new young Black celebrities, these people like your brother and Lena Horne and all these who knew of themselves, knew of their purpose, Sidney Poitier included, and knew of the work that they had to do within an industry that was so discriminatory towards Black artists and Black artistry. When you see somebody like Jonathan Majors going through what he is going through as a young actor, losing roles and all types of endorsements because of allegations that are alleged. We don't know if it's true. But when you see young people get into an industry of this nature, what is the advice you can give them as an artist yourself to stay in that vein of being on a solid foundation and still knowing yourself in your purpose? What is your advice to those young artists?
First of all, like you said, when you know it, you stand on that foundation that I know I've been created on purpose for purpose. I'm a gifted actor. I know my worth. When you was talking about things that are not newsworthy, we were talking about the racial aspect, and something came to my mind that they don't think that we're worthy. That's why we're not newsworthy, because they think that we're not worthy to be mentioned about the 750,000, those are the people of color of other races other than that. They don't think we're worthy enough. So we're not worthy. We're discounted. So when you, as an actor, the up and coming, those that are already in there, you have to know that the spotlight is on you. Right. So maybe you did some stuff back there. Maybe you got a pass, but now you taking a position in a career and a profession that you're being dissected. You're under a microscope. Right. So my thing to the younger ones, y'all need to know that you're open to the world. So you got to be careful with the company that you keep.
That's right.
The men with the relationships, the partnerships, your sexual promiscuity. You gonna have to back off of a lot of stuff that you was doing back then, because there's always gonna be somebody back then that they just see you becoming famous, and maybe you're not doing any of that, but they're gonna, we already know with Bill Cosby and many of the other ones that they're gonna come out of the woodwork. I used to date him, or I used to date her, and he did this to me back then, and then that's already a smudge on you, even though that happened 25 years ago. But you bringing this stuff up now, and I haven't done any of that stuff in the past. So I say, be sure when you're coming in this industry that you know you have found your space. Focus on your craft, hone your craft, get educated, not just only in the acting, but know the business aspect of it all. We need to do that in whatever profession, and get it all and walk forward in integrity, walk in dignity, and just know that if you're going to cut up and you're going to do stank stuff out there, stank stuff is, you're going to start stanking, and it's going to affect you. I don't care how great of an actor you are. That goes what we were talking about earlier. It's great when you are offered a role or you get on a set and the directors, and I've had that to happen, they will tell the whole cast at a table read, this is what's written, but I give you liberty. And I'll tell you, and I've had that to happen, and they'll say, and I'll pull you back if you've gone too far, but I want you to feel it, and I want you to give it all. And since we're filming it, I can always say, okay, cut. All right, now do the same thing, but take out this line because it's not bringing us into what's going on in the next scene. You're kind of going a little off track there. But so know know your position. If you are an actor and that's what you're trying to be, and a successful actor, and you know you got the skills, stick with that and stop letting all the foolishness around you trap you and poison you and pollute your system because you see somebody else that may be an A talent, and you maybe be at the level of a C right now, but you see some A talent being foolish and acting foolish. That don't mean you got to be foolish.
Right. Exactly. But that is the testimony of Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And his situation, Tyler coming from humble beginnings to being who he is, a movie mogul and production mogul and mass media mogul. Now he had bought up BET Plus. Did you hear about this, Mama D? He had bought up BET Plus, and VH1.
Right.
And like you say, if you know your worth and your purpose, that could carry you on to higher heights.
Right.
I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, Harold, how do y'all feel about this black man running these companies? Like,
it's awesome. He earned it. He earned it. And there's some people that don't like him. Some people, and those people that don't like him are, in most cases, those who want to trying to get in his face. Oh, he's not. He won't. He barely says hello. I've been in situations. I came up and I said hi to him, and I wanted to take pictures and stuff. Their people don't have time for all that. They say hello, but they don't have time to do certain things with you. And then you bad mouthing him about it. But he earned every bit of it. And he has put so many of us black folk in business. We are on the screen. Some of them have their own shows now. He has got that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. And I got another story on that. I don't know. I need to stop talking. Just do like that. But do like that.
We'll go to break.
Okay, go to break. I got something for you.
Okay. All right. Guys, we will continue with Mama D soon. We get right back for this quick break. All right. We'll see y'all. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Truth Behind the Truth. I hope y'all getting inspired, okay? Because we always get inspired when our mama come to town, all right? So please,
get these golden nuggets.
Get these golden nuggets, okay, to change your life. Even if you're not an actor, even if you're just a person that is inspiring in the community, the same disciplines are always important to follow, okay? Truth behind the truth is the truth behind the truth. That's why we call the show that at the end of the day. Again, want to make sure you guys are submitting, liking and sharing, and please support us. Hey, support us. And that money, we need that money, y'all. I'm telling you. All right. We need that money. Hey, cash out, like I said, TTBTT show, and on our Venmo, the truth behind the truth. Harold, go ahead with your question here. I know you had something you were.
Well, no, I was just going to follow up with what Dee was saying about Tyler Perry. I'm so inspired and impressed by Tyler Perry, because so many times when people rise to fame and power, they lose their mind, but he still is so grounded. I was watching him on Chris Cuomo's podcast this past week, and he was talking about recently he had gone through a little depression because he is always giving and giving and giving. And he was like, sometimes, people think just because he has whatever, they don't think that he needs a phone call just to check in and see how he's doing. And, and he was talking about life is sometimes just about pain management. Pain management. He was like, we all are going through stuff. And, sometimes life is just about how do you manage that pain. So it was just a real good, transparent interview, and just to see someone at his level being so transparent, he's facing the same issues that we all do, but people don't think that just because he's rich and famous.
You're right about that.
That is, I thank you that, words have power. Absolutely. To your point, Harold, you look at Tyler, and I mean, everybody has so much to say about Tyler. Okay, I mean, from this end to that end to that end to that end, that end. Number one, that means it keeps him relevant. Okay, that keeps him relevant. It keeps him in a relevant space in your time to find something. Whether you like it or not, you still keeping him relevant, which is a good thing. At the end of the day. But far as I think the success, and this is just my thoughts on the success. I'm very, very happy for him. I'm hoping that this expands a greater network for the African American community also. You know what I mean? Because you think about out here in LA and Hollywood and what have you, of course, we're just celebrating Warner Brothers 100 years, and what they have, contributed, to the industry, and have so many branches that Warner Brothers is attached to, at the end of the day, so all over the world. So the point I'm saying about that is I just hope that there's going to be more facial things at this point for the people of color, and more of a stronger and better roles, that they can see to define really true characters, like our mama's doing her, her current film, and really seeing that now that he has the ability to place people even more different, that and the people that are up under him, or that's following his lead, please listen to this man, okay? Please, don't go behind him and try to change what he's trying to present. At the end of the day, follow his guidance, at the end of the day, because he's obviously doing something right, and he has got great favor over his life. All right, I mean, at the end of the day, great favor, and we can just get a fingertip of that favor that he's operating in. Because I'm sorry, I only granted at this point, and no man of color has ever achieved what he has done. I think the next line that's doing this is Byron Allen. So he's getting negotiation for some great things that are happening. So hey, I say that the tables are turning. You know what I mean? They are turning in a way, and they're turning in a position that men are in a position to really help. Not taking it other directions. But that's going to lead me into one other question. We're going to move on. So we wanted to talk a little bit about just your opinion in terms of how the celebration of Juneteenth and what have you. I don't know if you were privy to the misguidance that it seems like that this holiday has been beginning from the community. There was this horrific video. It was embarrassing, of these young people and old people that were on top of this building twerking and all of this other type of stuff. And I think it was in Atlanta, wasn't it? It was in Atlanta. I forget the city where that was on. We were going to try to show the clip of it tonight, but it was literally embarrassing. Because you think about, what this holiday is supposed to start to, help you represent. I'm sure the ancestors were not twerking when they were dying. And I mean, I'm trying to put a spin on it, but you know what I'm saying? So why are we in this frame of mind that we don't appreciate the opportunity that has been given to us? Maybe you can kind of speak to that.
How old? I didn't see that. How old were those that were twerking and doing? What age were they in? Could you tell?
College students.
It was probably college, but there were some younger people, older people out there. There were some mature people out there too.
So this is that. To my point is that when you're not educated on something, and especially at a certain, I'm not blaming all in that age category, but everything is a party to you. So you need to know the backstory on what the celebration is about. And even though I know people are going to toast and they're going to have their drinks and everything, but there is a sereneness, there's a seriousness about the celebration, because we were freed. I mean, that's Juneteenth. So you have those who are not educated, And it goes back to that, when we wear it out, when you know better, you do better. But if you don't,
Right.
oh, Juneteenth, oh, we got the day off. Some people don't even, you just got a day off from work. And I'm talking about,
Right.
then I go to the older ones. What are you celebrating? I want to say, if I had been there, I probably would have asked, what are you twerking for? What are you doing? Do you know what this is,
Right.
what this celebration with Juneteenth is all about? Can you tell me?
Uh-huh.
All I know is we partying because we free. No, you're not free.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Freedom call.
Freedom call. Yeah, I mean that is the key element. You're not free. You know, you're still bound. You're still bound by something and someone. You
Right.
know, at the end of the day,
Right.
And it's so unfortunate that in the community that information is not provided for you to understand your freedom. I mean,
Which is based on what the holiday came from in the first
Right,
place.
okay.
Information, the
right?
Juneteenth,
Lack
lack
of information.
of information.
Right.
When in the state of Texas,
Right.
the state of Texas did not free their slaves
Right.
until way after the Civil War,
Right.
and it took 2 sets of armies. And I'm trying to make it short, but the slaves didn't want to believe the black Union reps.
Right.
But they would rather have believed the white Union reps to believe that their freedom was confirmed. And that's the situation that is till this day with our black community. Information, voting rights, gerrymandering, census. We don't understand what is going on until it's too late in the game.
Right. And that's why we keep rising and falling. Rising, when you talk about rising and falling, we rise up and we're getting some ground, and then it's us fighting against each other. It's not, we can't just blame it on the white man.
Right.
We as black people, we would be so much stronger if we would bind together and work together. There's power in numbers. Power.
Right, absolutely. I totally agree. Mama D, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Another nugget right there, as and always. I really appreciate you taking the time out to be with us again. And before the end of the year, I'm sure we'll be back together again. We welcome you back home all the time. You know, that your schedule will allow, definitely. But tonight, guys, it's been a really wonderful night with our dear mother. And as she just said, you know what? When you know better, you got to start doing better. And if you don't know, find out. Get the information, okay? Don't be like the ancestors were, to be in the dark when you could have been in the light. All right? Come to the light, people. There's a lot of information in the light, but when you stay in the dark, it's not available to you. All right? Y'all have a great night. Thanks for tuning into the Truth Behind It. And remember, support us, and we'll see you guys next week at this time. Thanks for tuning in. Mama, love you. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.